sufficient security for them. In fact, as we go around, you'll be hearing it from the horses' mouth themselves. Let us move.
Thank you. That man should be protected, though. Did you see that information you just said now? It's actually online already, you know? But that information is to put it to you what I have been telling you all this while. All it would take was just for a bold journalist to actually go on a tour in southern Kaduna, 52 communities. Think about that. Think about where you come from. I am from Odogbolu. Where are you from? I'm not asking where you live right now. Where are you from? We all have places we call home that we always want to go back to. As a typical African, you say, yeah? So I'm from Odogbolu. If you have been to Odogbolu, Ayekpe, Ikenne, then to Shagam, okay, don't go to Shagam. Shagam is a city. So then cross the motorway, go to Ilishon, Irolu, and those places like that, and just think for a moment that out of the 52 they listed here, and what you saw in the background, an empty open field, with a grown, weed and bushes, right? Imagine if your community, your town, your hometown in 10 years' time looks like that. Could you imagine that? I know you're going to say, God forbid. I mean, I don't want that to happen too. So I'm going to say, God forbid as well. But really? Where you have those in government enabling the terrorists, rehabilitating terrorists. If you rehabilitate terrorists because they have repented, does that not mean that the violence must have abated or should abate, right? But rather than for the insecurity, for the killings to reduce, like this Kajuru local government area of southern Kaduna. Yeah? For those who have lost their lives, lost their homes, lost their lands, and lost their purpose, and those who have lost everything right now. So the news that, the terrorists have signed a peace deal with their government, shouldn't that be enough for them to go back to their homes? So what happened to these terrorists when they go back killing? What happened to them? What are the state governments doing, the state governors? They are doing everything to look good. They are hiding the real destruction. They do not want the world to really see it. They want you to sit down in Lagos and begin to join them to chorus. They want to come and steal our resources. While these criminals, these criminal politicians are in business with these terrorists, they are sharing your allocations with these terrorists. They are also sharing the mineral resources that you have no taste of with these terrorists. So whose interest exactly are they protecting? Have you ever asked yourself? A teacher from St. Mary Catholic School in Niger State who witnessed the kidnapping of these school children, primary school children, they are not secondary school children, primary school children. That some of them are as young as 7, taken. Then the Tinubu's government came out and said that they have rescued 50 of them. Where are those 50? Show us. They said they are home with their parents. Where are their parents? Hang on. Where are the parents of the 315 children? What is the Niger State government doing to suppress them? Because I don't understand. 315 children taken from a school, and the state seems quiet. Or is it the media that is quiet? Well, listen to this teacher who actually witnessed the kidnapping.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, madam.
Please, may I know you?
Yes, madam. Mrs. Matthias.
Mrs. Mata Matthias.
Yes, madam.
Do you work here or you are just a passerby? As what?
As a teacher.
Okay. Which section do you teach? Secondary, primary, or no?
Section.
Which class do you teach?
Primary 1A.
Primary 1A. So what really happened here?
Father, it was around 1 a.m. yesterday when we were sleeping at night. I now had children crying. please help me, please help us, please, where are the teachers, please come and help us. And I wanted to come out. My husband said, lie down, lie down. They are bandits, don't go out. I went back. So they continued shouting. I wanted to come out again. He said, please don't go. When they gather all the children, they now ask them, where are your parents? They say, we don't have parents here, they are at home. They say, okay, where are the teachers? They say, our teachers are there, see their rooms. So they now started with Metro. They went to his room. When he came out, they now come to our room. They asked my husband to come out. When he came out, they asked him to lie down. They now tied his hand at the back. They now carry him and go with him. Later they came back, they said I should come out. I was about to come out. My child now started crying. I said, I want to go back and carry my child. They said, okay, I can go and carry him. So when I went to carry my child, my daughter now, so they now enter my room, enter our room, scattered everywhere, scattered everything, pack all the money. So my daughter now started shouting that she will follow us, she will follow daddy and mommy. She now came out, she started running, she came to me. So they now say, go back, go back. She said, I'm not going. They said, go back. They now put gun for her here. That if she did not stop crying or go back to the room, they will kill her. She said, I'm not going, I must follow mommy. One of them now said, can I leave this woman? Let her go back and stay with the children. That's when they left us.
So from what you have said now, you had one-on-one encounter with the bandit.
Yes.
Can you please help us? Did they come with car or with bikes or with what?
Plenty bikes and car. I think it was 3 cars.
Okay, 3 cars.
Yes.
But were you able to see the type of cars they came with?
No, Father.
Okay. Like the bikes, can you have an estimate of the number of bikes?
Father, no. There are plenty.
Okay. And you cannot have the estimate of the number of people that came in here, the number of the bandits?
No, Father. There are many.
Okay, so like how much of your money was taken away? Do you know how much was taken away?
I don't know.
Okay, is it your savings where you normally drop your savings or how?
No. It's my own and my husband's own.
Okay, where you normally save your money?
Yes, Father.
Okay, because you are far away from the city where there is a bank available.
No. Last month, they did not pay us. They pay us stable payments.
Okay. Okay, thank you, madam. God bless you. We pray that God will help us.
So the children are still with their captors. And I bet maybe negotiation is going on how to pay them to free the children. The fact that children have been caught up in this whole mess, and somehow those who are supposed to be the leaders of Nigeria, they call them the elder statesmen, have remained dumb, quiet. You know what I mean? Like children have been exposed to the most horrible violence ever. In Goza, yesterday, Goza is in Borno State. Goza is controlled by the Boko Haram. Just in case if you don't know. Yeah, for your information. They are not just controlling the place. They have established caliphate in Borno State. Just so you know. Now, for you to understand that established caliphate, to understand what it means, there is an effective Sharia in operation in Goza, the ungoverned areas of Borno State. So what happened? They arrested 3 people. They accused them of practicing shirk. That means they were practicing voodoo. And these 3 people were taken before a Boko Haram Sharia judge, who then convicted them same day. And then they took them to the back of this hilly big mountain in Goza. For those of you who are from that area, it's in the news. They gathered the villagers, including children, right? And then they slaughtered these three live before these children. They watched it. They made them watch. You don't practice voodoo in the Sharia Republic. And the judgment is always very fast and swift. Maybe sweet for them too. All of this happening in Nigeria. Rather than for the government to concentrate on that, they are investing heavily on propaganda to try to deflect your attention from the real thing. Nigeria needs help. Nigerians are being killed like they are not humans. It is that horrible. And this has been going on now for over a decade, from one government to another. The people are still pointing fingers, by the way, but the real culprits, the government, we're supposed to actually really get rid of these people, unfortunately are in bed with them. How do you even explain that? Your government is in bed with the terrorists, that they are even like pleading their case before you Nigerians. They've attempted to change the law in order to give all the waterways in Nigeria to Fulanis. That didn't scaled through before Bukwari kicked the pocket officially. They wanted to give them ranches. They wanted to this and that. In some states in northern Nigeria, terrorists are being given brand new vehicles. They are being placed on salaries. They are packaging part of the state allocation and paying that as security to terrorists in Nigeria. And everybody is saying, oh, Allah, come and help us. God, come and help us. The same criminal politicians. Doesn't make sense. So soon people will resort to self-help. Somebody said it, and I think it is already happening. In Katsina State, it was reported that the Fulani terrorists, they kidnapped some people, and they demanded for millions of naira as ransom, since they are poor people. So what did they do, the villagers? They identified some of the family members of some of these Fulani terrorists. They kidnapped them. And they said, if anything happened to theirs, they should forget about their own family members too, like a tit for tat. This guy said it's a true story, but it's kind of like interesting, don't you think? That if things become uncontrollable, like it's going to be, when the center can no longer hold, maybe some of us will begin to form our own group and start going after the Fulanis themselves. So it could just be like, say, Nadia can't be that. Good. Those ones with guns have left. Be like, say, Nadia family members. We can see their wives, you can see their children. Baba, that's how they move. You can see their wives, you can see their children. They are gone now. So we'll go there, we'll grab all of them. And say, our people where you kidnap for so community, if you don't return them, we will not return these people too. Are you going to wait till Nigeria get to that stage? Because it seems like it's already there. Listen.
3 days back, bandits attack a village in Sabumblini, Babamnu village in Katsina State. What they did is they kidnapped some villages, took them to the bush. The same way they did in Kwara State. They attack a church and they pick some church members, demanding for 100 million each. That amounted to 3.8 billion naira. For how many people? 38 people, a bit 32 people. So this bandit that is no longer seen on edge to Nigeria, they went to this village, Babanu village in Sabumbilini local government in Katsina State. They decided to kidnap some villagers, then they took into the bush. So the villagers and some vigilante, they sit together, they say, no, we know those people, we know those bad people. There is no way, no how we go allow this thing to go like this. This is what we are going to do. Let us go to the people, the family of those people, and also kidnap them. They went there, they also picked their brothers and their parents to the bush. So when bandits call for negotiation, they say, oh God, no worry. He don't buy those one for there, we go buy this one this side. Or else, you return our people back, we return your parents and your brothers back to you. You know what happened? Trade by barter occur without any problem. So after 2 or 3 days, those villagers were not willing to release those family members. So bandits, they first of all release those people that they kidnapped first time, giving them 30,000 naira as transport fare to come back to their villages before the villages release their family members back to them. You see, as this equation don't balance, if you know somebody that is your problem, you know the solution to give that person. Now, bandits don't do business, the business not even come work. Now they even come spend money out on top. After kidnapping somebody, demanding for ransom for so days, you discover that your parent and your brothers are still with that person you kidnapped his brother too. So you end up returning the adopted person, giving him 30,000 naira transport. You see, as
Now, this is an advice you don't have to pay for. Okay? That sounds easier. The difference between you in the southern part of Nigeria and Katsina is that you are likely not going to know their parents. You are never going to know you don't even going to know them. So don't kind of like work with that, all right? Except the other part where I said, once we know their locations, we can bombard the locations when they go for operations, right? Which in itself is pretty much good for the people they call the security experts. It's not for you and me. I have told Ahmed, maybe January or February, here you get. I will go back to America. I will go and spend like 2 weeks, go and train on how to undo automatic like that. It is important that at this time, as things are going, if you are somebody who is a student of history and you have watched the last 10 years of Nigeria, seeing things that a lot of us 20 years ago, in fact, 10 years ago, we will confidently say Nigeria will never get to that stage. Now, if you are alive now, and you've been alive in the last 10 years, then you will understand me. Because me, I wouldn't want to go back to Dogbolu only for me to end up on the slaughter table of one dirty ragtag Fulani terrorist. Just like that, with everything where my eyes don't see. For this abroad, I will come also struggle, do all of that. Can't go back to Dogbolu, my hometown, or Ijebu Igbo, my own paternal town, right? Ijebu generally, and only to discover that in 10 years' time, okay, I will likely have no place to go to, or I will begin to save ransoms, or you have no idea what it's going to be like then, right? So last, there are some of us that will genuinely actually really go back to that place when the shit is the fan. Yeah, somebody like me would. I will. And that is why I don't want to be this Enu Jawaya, Enu Fenua Danfo, Fenua train. No, I'm going to acquire the right skills, get physical, physically fit, mentally fit, and get some skills that is called the defensive skills, including how to undo firearm. For those who have the opportunity, use it because it's going to get to that stage. And that's what this, okay, we'll get to that, by the way. You have a community where terrorists are openly having what they call the peace meeting. They have leaders who brags about about their invincibility, about their immunity, in such a way that those of you who are actually the citizens watches them and be like, what the heck? Is this actually happening? It is happening. And if you think it won't get to you, that means you are just not a serious person. You get me now? You are not. Anyway, here is a Fulani that wants us. not to brush all of them, or not to paint all of them with the same brush. And I'm going to take his own plea, and I'll show you.
Hey everyone, my name is Usman Sheikh Mohammed. I'm from Niger State. I am Fulani tribe. But I know most of you there think maybe all Fulani, whole Fulani, they are terrorists. But it's not really. We Fulani, there is a lot of Fulani who did not supporting terrorists in the northern Nigeria and in everywhere in Nigeria. But we knew most